I am super pumped to talk about this. This is the hardest hitting, flattest shooting AR15 cartridge that I currently own, the 7mm Valkyrie. I think most guys would agree, and I'm probably going to get a lot of arguments about this, that the 6.5 Grendel has been a phenomenal AR15 cartridge when it comes to hunting deer, coyotes, and hogs out to 500-600 yards.
Got him.
This, my friend, is a game changer, and let me show you numerically why. The bullet on the left and the bullet on the right are exactly the same, the 118 grain hammer HHT bullet out of the Grendel and the Creedmoor. Now let me show you the numbers. The Grendel, I've got max charged at 2500 FPS. The Creedmoor, I've got maxed out at 2780 FPS using, again, the same bullet. The Valkyrie, I've got 2975 FPS, which is faster than the Creedmoor. And let me say it again, in an AR-15 platform. Let's run out to 200 yards. We've got 2131 point of impact velocity out of the Grendel and 2387 point of impact velocity out of the Creedmoor. And to the Valkyrie, 2449 FPS point of impact velocity, which is hotter and harder than a Creedmoor, shall we say it again, in an AR-15 platform. But more importantly, look at the holdover. At 200 yards, I've got a 1.65 holdover, and I have a 125 yard zero there. All of these are 125 yard zeros. 0.9 inch holdover for the Creedmoor, 0.5 hold for the Valkyrie. Let's go out to 400 yards. 1794 point of impact velocity with an 8.5 inch hold for the Creedmoor. We've got a 2028 point of impact velocity with a 6 inch hold. And with the Valkyrie, we've got a 1979 FPS point of impact velocity, which is only a 50 FPS difference with a 5.5 inch hold. So when I say, wait, let me say it again, in an AR-15 platform. So Bruce has had this out since 2015. I got online and did a little research into it. It uses a Gen 1 6.8 magazine, and I will show you the difference on why you need a Gen 1 versus a Gen 2. And I think I've got 5 loaded in here with maxed out. Yeah, 5 is loaded out to max there. And I'll show you, I'll just take a picture of the load data that I'm using here. But it uses a 7.62 by 39 bolt, and the parent case is a 6.5 by 47. So the biggest factor that's going to keep people away from this is this right here. In order to form, and I'm running what came with my set is the 6mm GT cases. It takes 3 dies to form this neck properly, and then to bump it down, and then to fire form it. So it takes a little bit of work to get this into the field, but once you get it running, man, it's running hotter than a 6.5 Creedmoor, let's say it in unison, and an AR-15 platform. So I'm going to be getting this out into the field next week, going to be chasing down coyotes and hogs. I've only got about 15 or 20 rounds loaded up. I don't think I'll use them all, but I know I should at least get 1 hog down and hopefully 2 or 3 coyotes to see how this does in field. I'm also going to be testing a heavier bullet, a 130 grain, potentially. It just depends on how that's going to land on the neck. But I think the biggest thing that's going to keep people away is this case. So what I'm thinking about doing is, if a lot of you guys are interested in this cartridge, contact me below, because if I can convince a brass company to form this, I don't know how many they're going to need, but I have a suspicion it's going to be a super high number, because they got to recalibrate all of their machines to start printing brass at this Wildcat case, and they may not do it because it's a Wildcat. But I'm telling you, if you want the hardest hitting AR-15 cartridge that definitely outruns the Grendel, you got to look at the Valkyrie. And I'll leave you Bruce's information contact below. Wish me luck on my hunt next week.